What's going on, boxing fans? It's Julian Williams with The Distance. I have another fantasy matchup for today from Left-Handed Boxing Fan. This one is Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roy Jones Jr. at middleweight. I actually think it's a pretty good matchup because both of them are actually evenly matched. Roy Jones and Sugar Ray Leonard both have 74-inch reach. They're almost the same size. Sugar Ray Leonard is 5'10", Roy Jones Jr. is 5'11", and I've actually always debated whether he was 5'11" or not. I actually used to think Roy Jones was 5'10", 5'9". I used to think he was that, but anyway, this matchup, really good matchup. I think just because of the contrast of styles. Roy Jones, actually very athletically gifted. Has quick reflexes. Has good timing, quick reflexes. But at the same time, does he have overall skill? I think he mastered, the art of using his speed and timing as his weapon. But overall, boxing ability, using the jab, just being actual, not being unorthodox, being a textbook fighter. He never really mastered that, other than Sugar Ray Leonard, who was was pretty much a textbook fighter. Sugar Ray Leonard as well had good reflexes, great hand speed, great skill and fundamentals, and had everything down. But there's things that Sugar Ray Leonard did that was not textbook as well. Anyway, on to the matchup. Roy Jones Jr. I actually see him chasing Sugar Ray Leonard the whole matchup. Sugar Ray Leonard who has great hand speed. I think he'll pretty much use that as an advantage. I believe he'll use his right jab, and kind of just pot shot the whole fight. That's just my personal opinion. I think that Sugar Ray Leonard will just pot shot, and circle around the ring and have Roy Jones chase him. I honestly don't think Roy Jones has ever faced a fighter with overall, the boxing ability that Sugar Ray Leonard has. So, in this fight, Sugar Ray Leonard, I think Sugar Ray Leonard will be, if he ever fought Roy Jones, that would just be I just think it'd be a one-sided fight, kind of, because and there were times that Sugar Ray Leonard would kind of fade, or just kind of fight down to the level of his opposition. But as evident in the Calzaghe fight, Roy Jones has trouble against people who will swarm him with a lot of punches. It was evident in that fight. It wasn't, honestly, I didn't think that it was the fact that he was older. I think it's the fact that he didn't really master down the textbook things like defense. That's why a lot of shots get through his guard. He didn't really master it compared to Sugar Ray Leonard, who did master it. And Roy Jones, I think in this fight will probably like I said, will probably chase Sugar Ray Leonard around the ring. I think he'll hit him with some well-timed counter shots, but I just see, for some reason, Sugar Ray Leonard swarming them with a lot of shots. Not giving them a chance to throw back and win the fight by decision. This is another fight with a 12-round and a 15-round fighter. But I just think that Sugar Ray Leonard is just too fast. I think he's too fast. I think his overall skill and fundamental boxing ability is much better than Jones. Than what Jones had. He was also, and there were also times that Sugar Ray Leonard was a target, but he did prove that he could stand up to big shots. But overall, I'm just gonna say Sugar Ray Leonard should win this fight by decision. I'm gonna say decision, just because I think he'll swarm Jones with a lot of shots. Similar to the Calzaghe fight. In Calzaghe, Calzaghe swarmed Roy Jones, and Jones didn't have a chance to counter back. Or and on top of that, you know, Jones these days has a habit of getting on the ropes and all that stuff, and it doesn't work if you've never been a rope fighter. You know, and Jones isn't really a rope was never really a rope fighter. He always kind of did his stuff at the center of the ring, or he do his little, or against, you know, an overmatched guy he would fight on the ropes. But against the Sugar Ray Leonard, he wouldn't be able to fight on the ropes because Sugar Ray Leonard had the hand speed and the overall agility to pretty much to beat Roy Jones just using that. And on top of that, you know, he probably had to chase Roy Jones when he's not swarming him. So I'm going to say Sugar Ray Leonard, 12 round unanimous decision. Well, that was the distance. Any more fantasy matchups, feel free to send them to me. Thanks for watching. Peace.